What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. Today's episode is going to be about the cycle of a toxic relationship with a narcissistic person, from beginning to end, as broken down and told by a self-aware diagnosed narcissist. Stay tuned for more, like and subscribe. So typically all relationships with narcissists and toxic people follow a particular cycle. And if you're new here, I'm a narcissist, actually a narcissistic personality disorder. So all relationships with narcissistic people follow the same cycle of narcissistic, toxic abuse or whatnot. The love bombing, idealization stage, followed by the devaluation stage, followed by the discard stage. But there is no set timetable to when that can happen. People can love bomb you for a week or they can love bomb you for a year. There's no particular time period when when the mask will drop. And then start the devaluation phase and then go to the discard phase and whatnot. And the discard phase, to me, has two different stages, the emotional discard and the physical discard. To me, everybody gets emotionally discarded by a narcissist, where they emotionally disconnect from you. But not everybody gets physically discarded by a narcissist. They will emotionally discard you, but keep you around in their life. Some of them will. So there's no particular timeline or timetable, but setting boundaries can help speed the process up, honestly. Hope this helps. Welcome back, beautiful people. So yep. Just like in the video, the cycle of narcissistic, toxic abuse, whatever name you want to call it, whatever name you have for it, whatever name you've heard it described as, toxic abuse, narcissistic abuse, whatnot. It typically follows a certain type of cycle. And most people have the same cycle, y'all, from beginning to end. Typically, love bombing. Typically, most people have it as three kind of broad stages. Love bombing / idealization, the love bombing phase, followed by the devaluation phase, followed by the discard phase. A lot of times this is exactly how it goes. You start off super hot and heavy, you go from super hot and heavy to super cold and slow, and then not at all. But like I said, as told from the perspective of a self-aware narcissist, the love bombing phase, y'all, during the idealization phase, so many people ask me, do narcissists really love you and care about you during the love bombing phase? And y'all, the answer is, for me as a narcissist, is going to be yes. During that phase, most narcissistic people, they care about you. It might not be full-blown love the way that y'all describe it, the way you love is this, love is blind, love is, it might not be the biblical definition or the Christian definition of what y'all call love, what you describe as love, but narcissistic people might feel like they love you or care about you during this initial love bombing phase. That's just the mindset of a lot of narcissistic people. This is how it goes. We love you and care about you in our own particular certain way. We give you everything. The reason it's called the love bombing phase because we do feel like we love you. We want to give you everything. We want to make you happy. We're happy. We think we found our soulmates, our twin flames, the counterpart to our souls, the person that God created for me. We think we found him in you or whoever we're dealing with, so we idealize you. We create this perfect image of you because we think you're perfect for us, and we want to, as good as we feel on the inside, we want to project that and exude that to the outside world. We want to show you off a lot of times. We want to show you off a lot of times. We want to do this a lot of times. We want to do a lot of different things. We want to take care of you. We want to make, as good as we feel on the inside, we want to make you feel the same way. We want to make sure that you feel the same way about us. We want to take you off of the market and things like that. We want to do all of this stuff for you, But like I said, we create this perfect image of you. So that leads to stage 2. And there's no set timetable, y'all. Like I said in the short video, there's no set timetable on the love bombing phase. There just isn't, y'all. I wish I could give you a definitive timetable, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a year. There's no set timetable on it. It all depends on when the perfect image of you is shattered, or if they feel like somebody has come into their life that makes them feel like, oh, this new person is perfect for me, or you do something that sets them off. And when I say this right here, I know people take that as a victim blaming statement. Lee, what do you mean what we do? You do something to set the narcissistic person off. You do something in our minds that shatters this image that we have of you. You know what I mean? We do something in our minds that shatters this image that we have of you. If something happens that shatters this perfect image. And once that perfect image is shattered, the love is gone. The love is taken away or stripped away slowly. Sometimes it's stripped away fast, but almost instantaneously, where they just go from love bombing to ghosting. That is a love. They go from love bombing. They skip the devaluation stage. They go from love bombing to ghosting. So the devaluation stage and the discard stage are one and the same. They devalue you by discarding you, by ghosting you, by getting rid of you, and things like that. Sometimes it gets skipped to being that fast. But a lot of times, once that perfect image is shattered, and you, look out, it has a lot less to do about you than you think. We create this perfect image of us, unless you've been lying. Unless you've been lying to the narcissistic person, then we create this perfect image of you in our head. Now, if you've been lying, it's a whole different story. But we create this perfect image of you in our heads and whatnot. So once we create this perfect image, that's just how it goes. You know what I mean? That's the dynamic. That's the piece of it right there. So we create this perfect image, and then boom, once it gets shattered by whatever, you look different, you act different, you talk different, whatever happens, y'all. Once that gets shattered, devaluation stage begins. And sometimes it can get shattered by just moving in together, by having a baby, by something coming into play that wasn't necessarily planned, or even if it was planned, it just, the response is differently. But then it shifts to the devaluation stage, right? You mean, once we start to devalue you, we look at you differently, y'all. It's like you've been lying to us. So it's like even though you might not have been lying to us, we think you've been lying to us. So we treat you like a liar. We treat you like a betrayer. We treat you like a deserter. We treat you like you did something wrong to us because you presented yourself in this different light, but this is who you actually are. And we don't really like and care about who you actually are. So that comes into play a lot of times too when you're dealing with narcissistic people. Like, we don't really like who you actually are, or the real person, the real you, we don't really care for, or we don't really like as much as the idealized version of you, the version that we were love bombing, the version that we actually created and we put on this pedestal. This is you right here. We put you on this little pedestal. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, I love you so much. You're on a little pedestal, but then the pedestal starts shaking and then you fall off of it. Devaluation, discard. Devaluation can just start as it starts as something subtle, y'all. It's just like the tempers get short. It can be something that you can just, something that you used to like to do, or we liked you doing. Like you get up in the morning and then like kisses on the cheek. Now we don't like the kiss on the cheek. The kiss on the cheek is annoying now. You're annoying me by doing it. Now we used to leave you a little note in the morning. Now the notes have stopped. We know we used to do this. Now it's stopped. It's devaluing means going downhill. It means taking things away slowly. Sometimes it can be slowly. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes it can be instantaneous or super fast. It just depends on the person that you're dealing with. It depends on their mindset it depends on the mindset that they show up with and whatnot. So the devaluation stage, a lot of times, y'all, has nothing to do with y'all. I know a lot of people, you blame yourself for being devalued, but it's really not your fault. Unless you do something, unless you're a catalyst, unless you go out here and cheat, unless you go out here and get caught in a lie. Let me say this right here, y'all. Just because you've been with a narcissist does not automatically make you a good person. I'll just say that, because I think people automatically think that because you've dealt with a narcissist, you are a good person. No, that's not always true. Hell no. There are some bad people that end up with narcissists. There are some bad people who do bad things. They end up with narcissistic people. Just because you are dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person does not absolve you of toxicity within yourself. It doesn't mean you're a good person. Like sometimes people cheat on their partners with the narcissist. You see what I'm saying? So you cheated on your partner with this person. Now you're a victim of narcissistic abuse. Are you a good person for you? See what I'm saying? I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying, but you see this. So many people think just because you're dealing with the narcissist means that you are a good person. Now, but like I said, I'm not judging anybody. I've done bad things. But here we go. But like I said, during the devaluation stage, they take the love away. It's devalue. We strip you of this. We strip you of this feeling. We strip you of this meaning, this value, this worth. We treat you differently because you act differently to us. We're short-tempered, short-fused, more rage, more silent treatment. You start to see us in a different light because we see you in a different light. You see what I'm saying? The way we feel internally is projected onto you externally. That's the mindset that goes into it right there, y'all. That's the mindset. More rage. Then they might actually start cheating on you. They might actually start, not picking your phone calls up as much. Then they might actually start ghosting you, disappearing for days or weeks at a time. You see what I'm saying? It happens, y'all. It really, really happens. So if you're dealing with narcissistic people, that's how it goes right there. So you're dealing with this dynamic, this mindset and whatnot. So dealing with this type of person and all this other good stuff. So if you're dealing with a narcissist person, the devaluation stage is next. And then here comes the final stage, y'all, the discard stage. And y'all know, if y'all know me, you follow me for any time period, you know that I break the discard up into two different stages. It's the emotional discard and the emotional discard and the physical discard. Discard to get rid of. So for me, from my perspective, we emotionally discard you first. You are emotionally discarded first. Goodbye. You mean from the emotional standpoint of things, like goodbye. We emotionally get rid of you first. Bye-bye. You know, we disconnect from you. The emotional discard actually starts during the devaluation stage because the love, the care, affection is taken away. You see what I'm saying? So we're emotionally disconnecting from you. Now, everybody, this is where a lot of things differ. Just because a narcissist discards you emotionally does not mean that they'll get rid of you. Some of us like having you around. You might be funny. You might be entertaining to us. You might be fun to be around sometimes. Or we don't want to be by ourselves, so we emotionally disconnect from you, but we physically keep you around. So the emotional discard doesn't always mean that they'll physically get rid of you. You know what I mean? So that's the mindset a lot of people have to go into it as well. You have to think like that too. So emotional discard, physical discard. You get discarded. Physical discard happens when they get rid of you. Some of them will absolutely emotionally disconnect from you, take the love, care, affection away, and then also physically get rid of you and find somebody else. Or just ghost you and get rid of you. You don't know where they went, you don't know who they really are, and they just dip on you. You know what I mean? So the physical discard and emotional discard, to me, are one, they don't have to be, mutually inclusive. One of them can happen without the other. Though I think physical discard, they have to emotionally discard you first before they can physically discard you. They don't just discard you and still be emotionally. So let me think. Can we physically break up with you, get rid of you, and still emotionally be connected to you? Yeah, sometimes I think they can do that. That's a revelation. I think it can actually happen where they break up with you physically, but they emotionally stay connected to you as a side piece or a side supply or a backup supply. So that possibly could happen. I gotta do a little more thoughts on that right there. See, I like having breakthroughs and power. Let me think about this real quick. I could have just confused myself. I could have just confused y'all. But that's my mindset on y'all, the cycle of narcissistic toxic abuse from the perspective of a diagnosed self-aware narcissist, how we get here. I know some people make it so simplistic, like the narcissist love bombed you and they didn't care for you. They never cared for you. I seen one dude the other day talking about the narcissist specialized in black magic. I was like, y'all just be saying all kinds of anything for clicks. But it's all good. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning into another episode. If you haven't already, go ahead and cop the Self-Love Journal by Lee Hammock on Amazon. It's top one. Yeah, I don't know how it's possible my journal is still in top 100. Y'all support has been amazing. I'm so thankful for every single one of y'all. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.